Hey guys, Jimmy Bremner, Dexter the boy, CTOA on the urban trail. And we're actually on the rural trail today. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to use a cabin here in the Kawarthas. So Dexter and I will be doing a lot more reports from the FOB here in the Kawarthas. I'll try and do one each weekend before the snow flies. And the cabin is only 3 seasons, but with a little bit of snow, I'm pretty sure I can get into it. So we'll do what we can from here. It's a beautiful spot. We've already seen about 4 or 5 deer, probably half a dozen turkeys today. Rain most of the day, but it's really, it's dusk now and it's cooling off again. So what are we going to talk about? Well, people, what about this, what about that? And people have asked about Dexter. They're like, what kind of dog is Dexter? Well, Dexter is an American bulldog, okay? And he does display the traits, okay, of a pit bull, a PB, okay? This is my 3rd American bulldog. The first 2 were rescues, and this guy, we got him as a puppy, right? So why do I rescue the pit bull or the American bulldog? Well, because in my past life, I've had to shoot a number of them, and I've always felt bad about that because it's never the dog's fault, right? So let me give you some of the traits of the American bulldog. They're crazy loyal, okay? They're big snuggle bugs, okay? They're like a Velcro dog. They're beside you all the time. His recall is exceptional. He can do things on hand signals. We use the e-collar on the buzzer or on the sound, okay? And it works excellent, okay? So if you've never used one, get instructions from somebody that has, and you'll never use the E part of it. You'll just use the buzzer and the sound. So are pit bulls, American bulldogs, stubborn? No, not really, but you have to understand with any dog that you have, and if you've got a bit of a power breed, you have to really be in charge and from the beginning, right? And this is the advantage I had with Dexter. He didn't come with any past history. That said, the dogs don't really remember the past. You kind of have to let that go and start from zero with a dog that you adopt from the pound, any breed, and move forward from there, okay? Dogs pick up off of your energy, okay? And what they're looking for is leadership, sort of like people at times, right? But you have to be constantly feeding in information and positive energy, and you need to stay calm, okay? So when you meet a dog, like we have a lot of neighbors in the city, right? And everybody's got a dog, right? And either if I'm with Dexter or I'm not with Dexter, when I meet somebody and they have a dog, I meet the person, I greet the person, I look the person in the eyes, and we have a conversation, and I totally ignore the dog. That dog will stop barking, it'll start jumping up, stop jumping up, and it will sit down eventually because it picks up on the calm energy and realizes what it's doing. It's not going to get your attention, or it does with 9 out of 10 people, all right? And then only through that can you gain trust in that dog, and it might take 2 or 3 greetings, and eventually you'll become friends with the dog. But understand something, the dog has to come to you, okay? You have to gain its trust. You can't go up to a dog, pull back, okay? And you know, just think about it. If you met somebody on the street and you put your hand near their head, what do you think the reaction would be? So it's the same with a dog, right? So you've got to gain their trust, and eventually they'll come to you, they'll sniff around, and then you can touch, right? But touch on the side here. Don't go over their heads. It's not. They don't like it. Okay, no matter what breed it is. So again, can you know? I've talked about in the city the coyotes. He's had battles with the coyotes. He can handle himself, so he's got that part of American Bulldog, but he's not, you know, aggressive or concerning in the least. Does he have a big bark? Yeah, he's got a really big bark, really deep voice, and you know, if you're knocking on the door, you'd be concerned, right? But he's really like just my buddy, and you can see he's pretty alert, right? He's got a really good nose on him. Probably could have been a really good bomb detection dog, because his nose is quite extraordinary. But again, I use the prong collar, and I never have to do that to control them. But again, I can't control other people's dogs. I can only control mine, right? So I have today. Normally he doesn't wear this. He just goes with the e-collar. But because this area is new to me, I want to make sure I can control Dexter, so we get a good rapport with, you know, other people that might be in the area, okay, and their pets and kids and everything else. So I'm a big believer in adopting a dog. There's tons of dogs at the pound that need somebody, but again, know what you're getting into. Read about the breed that you're going to adopt, because they're all bred for specific things. A lot of people will get a Dalmatian and they'll go, well, this dog, like it seems to want to fight with everybody. Well, because a Dalmatian is the fire dog, because back in the day when the fire wagons were pulled by horses and feral dogs would attack, it was the job of the Dalmatian to fend off those dogs so the horses could go and get that wagon to the fire. So you have to really look into why you're getting a particular dog. Border Collie, smartest dog there is, but it's going to drive you crazy because they're driven to work all the time, right? You throw a ball 100 times, they'll bring it back 110 times. So you really got to think about why you're going to get that type of dog. Beagle's a beautiful little guy. They howl like crazy. Why? Because they're to draw, right? Bring the hunters to the to the target, basically, and that's why they do that. So don't get a dog and then be surprised by what it does. Do your homework, do your research. Get some lessons if that's what you need, and so that's Dexter. Right, that's me and Dexter and kind of how we work things. With that said, like I said, I'm a pretty lucky guy. Been through a lot. With that said, over the years, I've made some pretty good friends along the way. All right, and was really fortunate because people saw, the ability and the skill set, and as a result of that, I've been all over the world training people, and it's humbling, and when you get older, you start to think about your past, all right? And I just want to say that being able to use this cabin is a result of a dear friend. All of the, people I've trained with and worked with along the way, I've developed, again, some dear friends. and you know, they look after me along the way, and I got to tell you, I really appreciate that. I thank all of you, and I wish all of you a wonderful Thanksgiving, a safe Thanksgiving. And I'll be here for a couple more days at the FOB, and we'll do a couple more videos for you. And I'll show you what I'm carrying in my bag up here. Kind of going retro today with all my wooden tools. With that said, we'll do a video on that maybe tomorrow. And I'll go through with what's in my jacket, because if I lose my pack, I can still get by with what's in my jacket. All right, so that's it. It's Jimmy Bremner. It's Dexter the boy. It's CTOA. We're from the FOB and the Kawarthas on the trail. I'm out.